First time they've kind of reached this dizzy height of a world final. And of course, tell us a little bit about the bowler on the right that we're seeing with the Lithuanian team. Of course, he bowls in a particularly different way than a lot of bowlers would expect to bowl.
Yeah, he's adopted the modern style of bowling, which is two-handed, which is allowed the younger generation especially to create a lot more power, revolutions, and speed on the ball that not many can create with one hand.
Well, here we go. This action, you're going to see it for the first time if you're watching us tonight.
Just as I say it, there he is again. I've seen it done all week so far. I bowled against him in the singles match play portion. Thankfully, his ball did not do that as often against me as it is right now. But he's struck quite a bit so far this week, and he's started off great.
So Team Sweden stepping up to the plate, and after a wonderfully successful semi-final, James Blundgren, of course, William Svensson, take you through to this particular final place gold medal match.
That's a great start. Good answer by Jesper to answer right back to the start by the Lithuanian team.
So Jesper Svensson and Pontus Andersson doing what they need to do at this stage of the final.
I've seen Jesper step up in moments like this. He competes a lot on the PBA National Tour, as I do back home in the States. He's won many times. He's won on the biggest stage, so I expect him to step up here and to carry this team and make great shots like he did to start this match off.
Lithuania there, finishing up with the spare.
I just want to make it known I did not say that this was going to be a routine spare before he shot it, and he made it, so we're good to go.
Yeah, we know what that does when we say things like that to the players.
Happened to me twice in a row in the women's final. I wasn't going to let it happen again.
Good, you learn your lesson, as we all do. Listen, I've made plenty of mistakes in my career on TV. I can't believe I've lasted so long, AJ, actually, to be honest with you.
I think you've done a good job. Great job.
Well, we're doing a great job.
Great shot there.
Nearly a great job, but looking good there. The 10-pin remaining. And of course, you're joining us as we see this fabulous shot of Expo 2020, the Sport and Fitness Hub here at Expo 2020, the home of the IBF World Championships Dubai 2021.
Another routine spare.
You said it that time.
I did.
Hey, let's
after he made it.
After he made it, yeah, good call. That's the best way to always do it, after they've done it. Just to let you know as well, if you'd like to join the final tonight, if you'd like to take a little view of this in a different way, go to your app store, Strike Cloud 360, brought to you by YBVR. They have created the best virtual reality of this final you will ever see. They have created, as we just concentrate on this for a moment from Lithuania again and again.
Showing up again.
I said to you before this started, I think it's something about this kid. There's something about the Lithuanian team tonight.
Yeah, he's shown no fear at all. He's stepped up and thrown two great shots here to start off this match, and like even the one that wasn't as flush as his first one, it still caught enough to make the pins fly around, and that's what you see with the power of the two-handed modern style.
And as I said to you earlier on, the YBVR are the best virtual reality company in the world, and they're giving bowling a brand new bright future. And if you don't believe me, simply go to your app store, and I honestly pledge you to do this. It's free, totally free. Download Strike Cloud 360. You can then use a virtual reality system on your smartphone. You do not need a headset, and you can see, as AJ and I have seen, 360 views. You can control the cameras, you can choose the camera angles, you can see behind the scenes, things that you wouldn't normally be able to see.
Not at all. It's the first time in our sport we've had that.
And of course, that is the luxury brought to you by YBVR, and thank you to them for a great virtual reality experience. Now,
that's very uncharacteristic of Jesper. Jesper's a great spare shooter, and that was very uncharacteristic. I think what has happened with that is, a little bit of combination of the approaches. We saw that in the women's final a little bit with the humidity setting in, and the lanes taking some of that heat makes the balls hook a little bit more.
Lithuania sipping back up. And
great shot.
When
your opponent opens the door like that, that's a great way to step up.
I'm not going to call it. I'm not going to call it too early. but I might call it stone. Hey, listen, by the way, we saw the unfortunate slip earlier on. Of course, Sandra Anderson fell over in her final match. You were talking to me just before this final started about the humidity and how it's affecting the kind of run-in for the bowlers as they deliver.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the break, I was talking to the guy who's done late maintenance this week for us in the tournament, and he was wiping off the lane, and I asked him if there was maybe something that Sandra had stepped in, or something that was on the lane, and he said the humidity is really starting to set in on the approach, and I ran my hand across the approach, and it didn't move, and you could really feel the moisture, and it's quite unfortunate, and I hope that they can kind of overcome that.
Well, it looks like the Lithuanian team aren't having any problems with that approach. What an amazing shot by this the Lithuanian team. Aidas is amazing. Daniunas and, of course, Laurynas Narusis taking through to this amazing game as the final of the men's double World Championships takes place here in Dubai.
If Jesper can step up here and get a double for Sweden, I think that can keep this match close, even though they did have the unfortunate open frame. But let's see if he can take advantage here. Great shot, great shot.
You know, as I said to you, I was chatting to him before the final took place, and he was literally sitting backstage, just having a moment to himself, and then I kind of steamed in and went, well done, last game. But he literally said, look, I said, what's your process? He said, I'm going to zone out for a bit, concentrate on what I'm going to do, visualize my performance, which is what you guys do as professional sports people. You know, AJ,
Absolutely.
you're one of the best in the world, one of the best out there, my friend.
And it's incredibly important, especially in a moment like this, a different setting. You really want to try to block out as much as you can to focus on what it is that you need to do and the game plan that you have as a team, and that way you can execute it as well as possible.
As the crowd getting their waves into Mum at home, wherever Mum is.
Yeah, it's good spare there.
Just for a moment, you think the Lithuanian team are going to literally fall back a bit, but they carry on with that spare and keep the pressure on fabulous
with Lithuania sparing there and not striking that. The double by Jesper just makes it even more important. So we'll see if Pontus can throw another great one like he did.
Listen, this isn't a prerequisite coming to the World Championships here. You do not get a head massage as a courtesy point of being in the crowd.
That's a great shot. It's a good answer there.
Yeah. Pontus coming in with a strike. Low 5.
That definitely evens things up here in this match.
Certainly does. Sweden, Lithuania, who will be coming out on top in around about, well, it could be any time, but within the next half an hour, we guess, of the way that the speed of these games have been going tonight.
Yeah. It seemed like he stuck a little bit on that one, which caused them to miss a little bit in.
Stuck on his foot, or stuck on the way that the ball was rotating on the lane?
His foot on the approach.
Okay.
Yeah, when he got to the line, it looked like he stuck a little bit. I heard could hear a squeak.
I heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was my aged bones squeaking in the background. Not doing too many Pilates classes and yoga at the moment.
Yeah. They got that just on the other side.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, maybe in between the next games tomorrow night, take a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, good spare there. Good spare.
Trouble is, might take me a bit of time to come back up from that stretch, so I might miss. I don't want to miss any of the games, any of the matches. So AJ, you've been here since, of course, 6th of November, of course, in the qualies and the qualifying rounds. How long do you spend out in Dubai? How long before you kind of head back to the US, if that's where you're going?
Yeah, we've got 3 more days here. We've got some more finals to compete in. We've got a couple more match plays with the team event.
Okay.
And then we're heading out. We've, I think in total, we've been here 12 days, or we'll be here for 12 days.
Great stuff. Sweden, keeping on the pressure. Double-handed.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. They know that's what they needed.
And with that strike, Sweden definitely takes the lead in this match.
You know when I said earlier on about Lithuania looking like they were going to win, AJ? I'm not going to say anything anymore. Sweden coming back into this final, the men's doubles final in Dubai, in the heart of the desert, to the heart of wherever you are around the world.
That wasn't the greatest of shots.
Now, okay.
He didn't like that very much.
You called that almost before it hit the pins. Is it because it bounced just as he released, or was it just...
You can see some of those shots. Yeah, he knew right away, and I could tell just by where it was on the lane that he missed, way inside of target, which obviously caused it to go towards the other side of the pocket. Him being a left-hander, he wants to hit the left side of the head pin, and so with him going across the head pin like that was not what he was intending to do.
So looking at that scoreboard as we see it on the screens there, bottom left of your screens, what are we looking at there, AJ? Forging ahead, the Swedes, or is it kind of all level?
Yeah, if Sweden strikes out here, they can shoot 258, and if the Lithuanian team strikes out, they can shoot 235.
It's amazing how clever you bowlers are. It's like human abacuses. Larson was doing that to me last night. I looked at that and just went, I have no idea what that was.
We've seen plenty of this over the years. We do the bowling math quite a bit.
What are you like at normal math? Are you kind of like brilliant at normal math, or is it just bowling math you're exceptional at?
I thought I was when I was younger. I thought I was pretty good at it, but as I got older into college, I kind of was like, nah, I'm good at the bowling math.
Yeah, bowling. Let's stick to that. I know I can do that. There, a great spare there. And of course, this men's final is hotting up.
Good spare. Now we've got ourselves an interesting match. It's just a 2-pin match. If both teams strike out, Sweden will win the match by 2 pins.
So that's the way. Anderson and Svensson, could they take this first match in this men's doubles final? Just to let you know, it's a race to 2. So it's exactly that. The first team to get 2 will be the new world champions. Who's it going to be? Lithuanian supporters there, wide-eyed, almost eating their country flag then. Probably not the best thing to do.
Looks like they got a pretty tight grip on that flag.
Certainly have.
That's as good as it gets right there.
And do they have a tight grip on the world finals? Sorry about that awful pun, but you left me there with that one. I had to do it, AJ.
I tossed it up for you.
Yeah, you did. I hit it home. He's calling it right. He's calling it right. And he called it right. It's a strike.
Usually when bowlers kind of do that, especially the right side, they're hoping that it pushes a little bit, stays on line, and doesn't go high.
Crowd enjoying it, smiles all round. Spectators from all around the world. Now, which of the emerging nations, AJ, would you say in the bowling world currently? I mean, people that you normally wouldn't have come across, are you thinking, hang on a minute, these guys have come from nowhere?
Yeah, we've seen quite a bit of that this week from a lot of teams. There's been a lot of great play from teams that we normally haven't seen from before, and I think that's because the bowling is really starting to grow across the world, and they're really starting to get a lot better. And I don't know if that's because maybe they were learning from us a little bit. I'd like to hope so, but...
Well, definitely learning from you, and definitely not Homer Simpson as I learnt my bowling. Sorry, I did that again. I talked to you about that off air, and you said, please don't say it, Lee.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Now we got ourselves a match here, because they both teams stepped up and struck there in the 9th frame, so this is coming down to the 10th.
So Svensson and Anderson there, still holding on to the coattails of our Lithuanian pair. And of course, looking at the scoreboard then, tell our viewers who aren't too familiar with this, Mr. Bowling Math.
If the Lithuanian team strikes out, they shoot 237, and if the Swedish team strikes out, they shoot 235. So they needed it.
They needed it.
Yeah, they needed that one to I'm sorry, other way around. Lithuania can strike out for 235, Sweden can strike out for 237.
Okay.
So now, with the Lithuanian team throwing the first one, and by sparing this, they'll shoot 225, which will force Team Sweden to throw the first one in the 10th here.
They've done that. Got the spare. Fans appreciating that. They've been there all night, those two ladies, supporting their fellow countrymen. A little bit of a Lithuanian folklore dance going on there, maybe.
So their Team Sweden need to throw the first strike here in the 10th, and then on the second one they'll need to get good count and spare it.
So let's see how we go. Team Sweden, it's down to you.
Got a hook.
Oh! I heard the little squeak of the shoe there as it hit the deck, and I thought that was going to go against him, but
he got that one a little bit right, but fortunately he threw it just slow enough to where it caught and came up and mixed him around and got the pins.
You can see it almost waiting to grip, waiting to grip, and then it hits.
Yeah, exactly. Mixed the pins up just enough. So now we've got to do a little bit of math here.
Okay, well, I'll let you, when the score comes up, you can look at that and tell me what you think is going to happen. Team Sweden supporters there, eagerly looking on to this fabulous event that we have here in the heart of Expo 2020 Dubai.
So I believe, if I remember correctly, 9 spares a winner, 8 spares a tie. That's not good.
So a little Pontus Anderson there, not...
that was not good.
I can't believe you can even remember what the score was up there. That's well done to you. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, there you don't go.
He made it. But that's great.
Yeah, that was a good comeback, huh?
Yeah, it was a good spare, but
there we go.
They lose by 1 pin.
Lithuania wins game 1.
So Lithuania, as you said it there, go through on the first match in this first race to 2 in this men's doubles final. Very, very close game, that one. That was it, by 1.
That's a little bit more interesting than what the last few matches have been. That was a close call. Came down to the 9th and 10th frame. I hope Team Sweden can kind of put that behind, focus on this game, get this win, and force a roll-off.
Here we go then, down to Sweden. They need to do this to level it up in this men's doubles final.
Great recovery.
Great recovery indeed.
Yeah, Pontus didn't make the greatest of shots there, the second one in the 10th, but recovered and threw a really, really great shot to start this match off, the second game off.
Lithuania keeping on the pressure. Will they keep on the pressure? They leave 1 standing in that race.
Yeah, that was that was a fortunate break. That could have split very easy. It was definitely inside of what he wanted to hit, and he was fortunate to get 9 there and spare it up.
Now that was quick action on the second ball down the lane there, wasn't it? He didn't hang around at all.
Yeah, no, it seemed like he just walked back, grabbed his spare ball, and went right at it.
Let's get out of here. So, this is where we stand. Sweden need to pull this particular match back to take it through to the final game in this World Championship Finals. But will they do it? Is it going to be Lithuania to take the World Championships?
Low inside, yeah, that wasn't. About halfway down the lane, that one seemed inside a target and was just too much.
Now, are you aiming for a particular part of the lane, AJ, where you're intending the ball to grip and then move in towards the pins in the center?
Yeah, as we move across the lane and we pick out where it is that we want the ball to cross, and a lot of us at this caliber, at our caliber of athlete as bowler, we're trying to pinpoint a board at the arrows, a board down lane that we want the ball to hit. And we try to be as accurate as we possibly can to hit within, an inch down lane of what we're looking at to make sure that we know the ball's going to do the right thing.
Incredible skill, incredible skill. Does being a very good and world champion bowler make you good at other sports? Are you good at any other thing? The kind of hand-eye coordination, does it pass on to other things?
Yeah, the hand-eye coordination's very good. I grew up playing baseball, I grew up playing football, And I play a bit of golf now. I really enjoy golf. So then the hand-eye coordination definitely feeds in, back and forth.
Lithuania then piling on the pressure again. We have one of the youngest competitors in the competition, strike after strike after strike.
Yeah, he's not backing down at all. He's thrown some great shots here, and his opponents opened the door, and he walked right through.
Daniunas and Narusis are taking on the Swedish pair tonight, but who will it be, them or Svensson and Anderson? Let's find out.
Yeah, it was a good shot there. Good shot.
Yes, fellow competitors, the Swedish girls who competed in their final earlier on, losing out to Germany.
Yeah, we've been talking a bit about how the outside and the air and the moisture have made the lanes change quite a bit, and the one thing that not a lot of people really understand in our sport is that our playing field is invisible, and when there's changes that are made, we can't see that really to the naked eye, and what our moves and our adjustments are made off of when we throw shots and we watch what the ball does on the lane. It's one thing that's just, a lot of people are kind of mind blown about it, that everything is invisible to us.
Yeah, and you still have to adjust as well based on stuff that you actually can't see.
Exactly. I've made an analogy to a lot of people, that because golf is seemingly worldwide, worldly known, and played by a lot of people around the world. It's like if I were to step up on a tee box and I could see the water to the right, trees to the left, and a bunker in front of the green, and I hit my shot and I know where it's at. But then you step up right after me and all of that changes, but you don't know it. Now you got to hit your shot and hope that you hit it to the right spot.
Well, that's a picture that you painted perfectly there. But getting on to that though, as we see Team Sweden there leaving one pin standing by the looks of it, the atmospheric changes here in Dubai. Of course, the humidity's gone up a little bit this evening, but humidity must change also inside in an inside lane with people, lots of people.
Sure.
Watching your quality of bowling, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. When we get into bowling centers that are warmer temperature than some bowling centers that are a bit cooler, that has a bit of an effect on the lanes and what we play on as well. Not as much as being outside like this when you're in an open air, but there is definitely a difference between competing indoors when it's warmer and competing indoors when it's cooler, for sure.
So here we have it. Tell me what we're looking at there, AJ. Lithuania and Sweden. Here we go. Our bowling guru.
Yeah, Lithuanian has an early lead. If Sweden can pair up a couple of strikes here, they can get themselves back into this.
Back into it.
Yeah, but it's very early. Very early.
Here's the young man who's been doing all the damage, and he's done it again.
Right back at it again.
Is there such thing as a bowler of a championships? Like in the World Cup soccer finals and football finals, you'll have a golden boot they give to the best player of the tournament. I know it's going to be hard to do that here, but is there any recognition from you guys as fellow pro bowlers, or even from the organisations, to who is the standout bowler of a competition?
Oh, absolutely, and it's by guys that have thrown strikes and have shown up in moments for their team to get them to this point.
Okay.
And guys that just flat out strike.
Pontius coming back there with, look at the expression on his face. He knows it's going, and he knows he's keeping Team Sweden.
That was a great shot there by Pontus. Doing everything he can to keep his team into the match here. It's a great shot.
This right-hand lane for Team Lithuania seems to be their good lane at the moment, doesn't it? Not much more you can do that's better than that.
No, not at all.
Now, looking at that technique, the ball there seems to roll down the left arm of our Lithuanian team.
He has a bit of an unorthodox style. So what he's doing is he holds the ball with one hand, but he's only using two fingers to throw it. He doesn't put his thumb in it.
I see.
Yeah.
So he uses the bend in the arm almost to keep it into his forearm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See if Jesper can make an adjustment. Oh, that was a really good shot.
Jesper's fencing there, just missing out on the pin on the outside. Pontus Andersson, of course, his teammate tonight.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. That could have gone either way. A little heavy on the head pin, you know, not as flush as what we like to see, but that could have easily fallen.
So just to remind you, this is a race to 2. Currently, Lithuania leading the way as the first game in this men's double final of the IBF World Championships in Dubai 2021. What can Sweden do?
Good spare.
Good spare. Bit on the lane. People traveling from all over the world to be here. Not only the players, of course. 250 athletes from 35 countries started on their journey at the Dubai International Bowling Centre on the 6th of November this year, culminating in 4 days of finals here at Expo 2020 Dubai. It's great to have you along. Are we going to see you out on the lane, AJ? When are we going to see you performing, sir?
I'm actually bowling in the men's trios finals tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Yep.
Oh, I could be cheering you on. I could be your team mascot. So who are you going to be your teammates tomorrow night? Or have you been decided yet?
We haven't decided yet, so it'll be the other 3 players, Chris Prather, Andrew Anderson, who we saw earlier tonight, and then also Jacob Buttroff, who I bowl doubles with.
Okay.
The 4 of us will come out here, practice, figure out who it is that we're going to send out to.
It's not like rock, paper, scissors. That's not the way you work it out, though.
Sometimes it's felt that way when we've all had a really good look.
Yeah.
We're all striking, but I think we all have a game plan in that we're going to throw some practice shots, and we all have trust in one another to show up when we need them to show up. We can send out whoever we want to, and I think we'll be okay with it.
Yeah. So Pontus coming up there with a fabulous shot. Looking at the scores, what are we looking at, AJ? Are we going to see a whitewash for Lithuania?
If Lithuania strikes out, they shoot 270, and if Team Sweden strikes out, they shoot 228.
So, pretty comprehensive victory if that's the case. I think the Swedish supporters looking that way at the moment.
Yeah, that's Team Lithuania is firing on all cylinders, as we like to call it right now. I'm afraid Team Sweden here is going to need they're going to need a little help here from the Lithuanian team if they want to stay in this match.
So the world of bowling could be rocked by Team Lithuania, coming as the rank outsiders arguably into this men's doubles finals, and performing with skill, dedication, and literally that hunger that is causing, well, not some problems to the Swedes, but causing the Swedish team to feel uncomfortable, AJ, a little bit in their game, I think. They've off-settled them, really.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know that they really expected them to come out striking like they have, but the Lithuanian team has stepped up to the plate a lot this week, and they're having a week of their life, and especially the young one that has done nothing but strike since we've been on air.
I think they're all the way through from the semi-finals to the finals, and then all the way through from the qualifiers at the Dubai International Bowling Centre. Of course, it's all about the consistency, isn't it? You kind of in the flow, you're not in the flow. That's the way that sport works, isn't it, really?
Absolutely. They definitely have all the momentum on their side right now. It's a big shot.
Left the 7-pin there again.
Yeah, another great shot. Just bad carry. That's all that is. And I obviously don't want to say it too early, but I feel like now with that one, I think this one is all but wrapped up for the Lithuanian team.
Sweden to keep themselves in the hunt by a thread. Oh, yeah. Now that, we both looked at each other there, and obviously you're not looking at AJ and myself, but yeah, that was, what was that? What was that? Just trying too hard?
I think a combination of knowing how the match is going, a little bit of the approaches, and that just was a uncharacteristic mistake.
So we could be seeing, for the first time in the history of the IBF World Championships, Lithuania going on to be the new champions of the world.
This one will lock it up right here.
And it is. That's it.
That's it.
Is that it? It looks to be it. It is it. We are looking at the brand new men's world double champions. And this young man knows not how to not strike. He keeps striking and striking all the way through.
He just hasn't stopped, and he's carried this team. He's carried this team to where they are right now, and hats off to the kid. He's been throwing a lot of strikes this week, and he stepped up to the plate when his team needed him to.
You can see there from the Swedish team, you've got Jesper Svensson, head in his hands there in his cloth as he's drying the sweat off his brow as Lithuania keep coming. And keep coming they do.
Yeah.
They have sealed one of the most comprehensive victories. I told you I called it Lithuania all this time. Now I'm brave. Now I'm brave.
Of course.
I just felt, you know, I did say to AJ before we started this final that I just had a sneaking suspicion, and Sweden in normal times probably should have won this.
Yeah.
But Lithuania were in that groove, and all the way through the qualies, they're here.
They are. They had momentum early. They kept it. They kept throwing great shots to put the pressure back on Sweden to come from behind. And you know, hats off to the Lithuanian team. Although I thought I would have saw a little bit more emotion there in the 9th frame when they knew it was over with. Maybe we'll see it here in the 10th.
Well, they're underplaying it, so I think they may be just making sure 100% until it's up in lights.
Yeah.
But there they go. They have shaken hands, and these are the moments that the Lithuanian bowling team have been looking forward to probably ever since they first picked up a bowling ball. But this young man is about to send down a ball. There's something special, arguably. Let's have a look.
And he almost even got that one to come across the strike.
It is that special moment.
The young man's having a great week so far.
So Aidas Daniunas, of course, from the Lithuanian team, doing amazing things with that bowling ball tonight. And Laurynas Narusis. Oh, a little slip.
Yeah.
And I hope he's all right, because he's done remarkably well tonight. I think, you know what, even if he did fall over and hurt himself, he'll think he'll be back up very quickly.
A gold medal will heal a lot of things.
Yeah, I bet it will. There he is. He's into the crowd. He's into the supporters. We are looking at the world champions, no less. The IBF world champions, the men's doubles champions. There's the emotion you wanted, AJ. There's the Lithuanian team, and a very well done to them. They are the new men's doubles champions of the world. What must they be feeling? Hey, that tingle in the back of your, on the back of your neck. Yeah, going up again.
The chills,
goosebumps.
The chills of winning your first gold medal. You know, it's their first one, and I'm getting chills for them because I know how special this moment is. And you know, hats off to them. They performed absolutely incredible. They threw the big shots when they needed to, and they're going to be standing on the podium very happy.
Here we go. It's selfie time. If you look on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Koo, you name it. Yes, I'm old. I don't know all the names of social media, but I pretend I do. But no, seriously, those pictures are going to go around the world of bowling. And what does this mean for the bowling world, seeing Lithuania now crowned as the world men's doubles champions?
It means the sport of bowling has reached a new height.
Well, which is great, hey? Which is great for the world of bowling.
Absolutely. The sport it's done nothing but grown, and you've seen it this week, and having new champions across the world, and reach to countries that you normally probably wouldn't see standing up here getting a gold medal. But they've rose to the occasion, and they've performed absolutely incredible. They bowled absolutely amazing.